My name is Jason Dukes, and I am the head football coach here at Smith Station High School in Smith Station, Alabama. I'd like to welcome you to the online spring informational video. The purpose of this video is to be a resource to parents and players who are new to the Smith Station football program or who missed the mandatory parent meeting on February 16, 2015. Additionally, parents and players can refer back to this presentation to help answer any questions that may arise during the course of the football season. If there are any questions that did not get answered to your satisfaction in this video, please feel free to contact me at dukes.jason.at.lee.k12.al.us. Once again, that's dukes.jason.at.lee.k12.al.us. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, let's talk about eligibility. In order to be eligible to compete in interscholastic competition in the state of Alabama, a student must meet certain criteria. First, a student athlete must pass all core academic courses with a score of 60% or above. If a student athlete were to fail a core course, that course must be made up, and the failing score replaced with a passing score. Second, a student athlete must maintain an overall average of 70% or above to be considered academically eligible. Third, a student athlete has 8 regular semesters of eligibility after they have begun their 9th grade year, meaning students in their 5th year of high school for any reason are automatically ineligible. Our athletic director, Coach Sherry Paysinger, is in charge of certifying the eligibility of all of our student athletes. If you have any specific questions about eligibility, please feel free to email her at paysinger.sherry@lee.k12.al.us. With that out of the way, let's talk about our off-season strength and conditioning program. Football is a grueling and physically demanding sport. It requires strength, speed, quickness of reflexes, rapid recovery, endurance, and physical and mental toughness. Many people believe that these essential characteristics are developed during fall football practice. While we continue to nurture and develop these traits during the season, in actuality, it is in the springtime and summer where our student athletes experience the most growth in these areas. The development of flexibility and proper mechanics when performing explosive football movements keeps muscles and joints pliable and greatly reduces the likelihood of injury. All of our students who play football in the fall are required to participate in our off-season strength and conditioning program. This applies even to student athletes that are taking part in other sports. We want our student athletes to be able to perform at optimum level in whatever sport that they are participating in. And at the same time, we recognize that the physical demands and nature of the sport of football requires that players seek to improve strength year-round. For this reason, on the days that our student athletes are scheduled to participate in athletic competition, those players are not to engage in our strength and conditioning programs. If the student athlete does not have a game, he should be lifting that day. Now, let's talk specifically about our off-season strength and conditioning program. We're currently in the pre-spring practice phase of our strength and conditioning program. Players are lifting 4 days a week. Those days are Monday through Thursday with Friday off. We currently lift in 2 groups. A group starts its lift at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Group B starts its workout at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All rising sophomores and players who were not able to get into first period football due to a spring sport or scheduling conflict lift in Group A. Players who are enrolled in first period football are in Group B. Transportation from the high school fieldhouse to the freshman center will be provided to all rising sophomores. We will continue to lift in this fashion from now until the conclusion of spring practice. At the conclusion of spring practice, players will be given approximately 1 week off to finish exams strong, and on May 26, we will begin our mandatory summer phase of our strength and conditioning program. During this time, we will continue to lift 4 days a week, Monday through Friday, unless we are forced to make adjustments due to a holiday. These workouts will start at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and end approximately 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. During the summer, our workouts are only in the morning. We do this for several reasons. One very important reason is to allow student athletes who feel the need to hold a summer job the ability to get their workouts done early. Also, on days we are outside doing work on the field, it keeps us off the field when the sun is the highest in the sky and temperatures are most dangerous. We will continue to work out until July 1st, when players will be off from the 1st through the 5th of July. We then will start our preseason push phase. It's our strength and conditioning phase, which is a 2-week sprint to the finish line, ending on the 16th of July. The purpose of our program is to gain strength and explosive power through the use of 4 core Olympic lifts, in conjunction with auxiliary lifts that encourage growth through muscle confusion. As you might imagine, it is absolutely imperative that all Smith Station student athletes be properly trained and supervised when executing any of these exercises. A full staff of coaches will be present at all times to properly teach and supervise our athletes. The weight room has the potential to be a dangerous place, and under the best circumstances, accidents can happen. Because of this fact, players are not allowed to train in our weight room without the supervision of a member of our coaching staff. This is a safety and liability issue and is non-negotiable. When in our weight room facility, it is vital that our student athletes know exactly why they are there. They are there to train and to better themselves athletically. Players must be properly dressed, and that includes proper footwear. Absolutely no slides and/or flip-flops are allowed. Also, there are no phones, iPods, or other personal music devices allowed in the weight room. These items tend to distract and can impair the concentration and hearing of our players. Now that we've talked about the expectations and these details concerning the Smith Station off-season strength and conditioning program, let's move on to discuss how and when players go about registering to be part of the 2015 Smith Station football program. Registration and equipment issue will take place on Saturday, July the 25th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Seniors will register and receive their equipment from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Juniors will register and receive their equipment from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sophomores will register and receive their equipment from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All players must be fully and completely registered and eligibility certified before receiving any equipment and being permitted to take part in practice. During registration, student athletes must ensure that all information required for their completed eligibility folder is present. Those items are a copy of the student athlete's birth certificate, a certificate of completion of the STAR Sportsmanship module, a current physical that will not expire before December 7th, 2015, a signed concussion risk awareness form, and a signed participation consent and release form from the AHSAA. If the student athlete has participated in athletics at Smith Station in the past, it is highly likely that we currently have a folder containing a birth certificate and a STAR Sportsmanship certificate. However, we require new copies of the up-to-date physical form, concussion risk awareness form, and participation consent and release form. You can find all of these under the Forms tab near the top of the page at www.smithstationfootball.com. These must be turned in on the date of registration. To assist with physicals, we will be going as a team to take physicals on Saturday, May 9th at Northside High School. These physicals are quick, inexpensive, and we highly recommend using this option. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, player fees. To play football here at Smith Station, there is a mandatory fee of $120. It is due on the day of registration. It must be paid in full for a player to receive his equipment. This fee is used to pay for reconditioning of players' equipment, pre and post game meals, uniform maintenance, and transportation costs to and from games. Again, no equipment will be issued until the $120 fee is paid. For any player joining the team after the date of registration, that will be handled on the case-by-case basis. Again, before a player is to be issued any equipment or allowed to take part in practice, he must be completely registered, certified, and football fees paid in full. Injuries are an unfortunate part of contact sports. The added variable of collisions occurring at a high rate of speed make the game of football one in which injuries can happen at a higher rate than other sports. As coaches, it is our goal to limit the number of injuries and their severity by making sure that all of our student athletes are properly equipped and trained in the proper technique of blocking and tackling. In the past few years, much attention has been given to the subject of concussions as they relate to the sport of football. It is an issue that we take very seriously. Let me go into a little detail about how we deal with concussions and head injuries. If a possible head injury or concussion is suspected during practice or a game, the student athlete is immediately removed from participating in any competition or drills and evaluated by our sports medicine staff. If a concussion is suspected, that player is not allowed to return to play until cleared by a physician. Once examined by a physician, if the player is diagnosed with a concussion, we then follow the return to play protocol set forth by the state of Alabama. A student athlete must go through a detailed process of activity and evaluation before being cleared to return. It is very important to note that a player who has been diagnosed with a concussion must be completely symptom-free before he can be allowed to return to action. When dealing with injuries, communication between our athletes, coaching staff, training staff, and parents is very important. If a player is injured, they must communicate the problem to a coach or trainer immediately, and a player is never to leave practice without reporting an injury to our training staff. Here at Smith Station, we have two full-time athletic trainers on staff. They are Rachel Riggs and Amanda Gutlein. They are the parents' first point of contact when it comes to both injuries and injury rehabilitation. Rachel can be reached at riggs.rachel@lee.k12.al.us. Let's talk a little bit about communication. Communication is an area in which we are always trying to improve. There are instances when we as coaches will communicate information to our student athletes with the hope and expectation that the student athlete will in turn relay that information on to the parent promptly and accurately. Unfortunately, this rarely happens the way we want it to. With close to 250 participants program-wide, the proper dissemination of information is a real challenge. To help make this process easier, we're making an attempt to use technology to get vital and accurate information to our parents and players quickly. The home of Smith Station Panther football on the World Wide Web is www.smithstationfootball.com. Our website can be accessed from any computer, smartphone, or internet-enabled device. The site is your number one source for everything that is Smith Station football. From schedules to scores, rosters to registration information, it's all right there on our site. Additionally, we have established a system that allows parents and players to receive informational text messages on their cell phones through the Remind 101 portal. The service is completely free and takes just seconds to sign up. Simply text at SmithStat, that is at SMITHSSTAT, to the number 81010. Hit send and you will receive a confirmation text simply asking you to confirm your name and you are all done. Once on the system, you will automatically receive text messages concerning practice cancellations, reminders of important dates, and football program news. You will not be able to respond to these texts, but you'll be getting accurate information directly from our coaching staff. As stated earlier, communication within a football program is very important. As a parent, if the situation arises that you feel the need to meet with a coach, we welcome that communication. We simply ask that you follow the correct procedure in making that happen. If you would like to meet with a coach, simply email that coach with your request and the purpose of the meeting. That coach will email you a reply letting you know the time at which it's convenient for him to meet. All coaches' emails will be available on our team website. Please remember that coaches will not discuss the subjects of playing time or other student athletes and parents. Also, it is never appropriate to address a coach before, after, or during a game, practice, or team activity. Randomly dropping in for an impromptu meeting is never a good idea either. Please follow the email first procedure, and I feel confident that we will be able to get any concerns that you might have addressed in a timely manner. Player packs are on sale now until April 1st. The cost is $45. All orders must be in by April 1st to ensure that player packs are back in time for summer workouts and summer 7-on-7 competition season. Order forms are available online at www.smithstationfootball.com, or you can stop by and pick up one from Coach Dukes. Attach your check, cash, or money order to your order form and turn them in to me, Coach Dukes. If you have any questions, again, feel free to email me at dukes.jason@lee.k12.al.us. Now let's talk about fundraising. Part of being a member of the Smith Station football team is a commitment to support the program financially through fundraising. We will have one major fundraiser per year. The money raised is used to pay for special projects like new weight room equipment, financing team builder outings, and paying for our end of the year banquet and awards. We will make sure that the fundraising goals that we set for our players are realistic and attainable. We would love for our parents to be supportive and helpful in encouraging our players to reach their fundraising goals, but ultimately, the fundraising responsibility lies with the player. We would like Smith Station football players to have an excellent high school playing experience. Effective fundraising helps us accomplish that goal. Okay, we're coming to the conclusion of this video presentation, but before we wrap up, let's run down some important dates. Wednesday, April 1st, player pack orders forms are due. Remember, the cost is $45. Friday, April 17th, we'll kick off our Panther Card fundraiser. Tuesday, April 21st, spring equipment issue. Wednesday, April 22nd through Friday, April 24th is our 3-day helmet acclimation period. Monday, April 27th through Friday, May 8th. These are the days of our spring practice, culminating in our spring game, which will be held on May 8th at Beauregard High School. Saturday, May 9th is the date of physicals to be held at Northside High School. Tuesday, May 26th is the first day of mandatory summer workouts. Wednesday, June 24th is the McEachern 7-on-7 tournament. Monday, July 20th through Friday, July 24th is the Alabama All-Star Week. All players and coaches are off during this period. Finally, Saturday, July 25th is the official day of registration. I want to thank you for watching this informational video. I sincerely hope it has been a useful resource for you. Again, if you have any further questions, email me at dukes.jason@lee.k12.al.us. Also, for more information about Smith Station Panthers, come visit us at www.smithstationfootball.com. Once again, thank you, and go Panthers.